Hi guys, it's Emma Davis here. I'm a veterinary career coach and a veterinary business coach, and I am talking today about mindfulness and bringing mindfulness into your day and a couple of ways to do that and why that's important. And I coach veterinarians to step up in their career and step up in their business and step up in earning potential and happiness and overall enjoyment and satisfaction in their veterinary careers. And so we're getting some great results with people moving across into different businesses or into different realms of the veterinary science world, so into government or out of government, and move around or just make more money in their roles. And that's what I coach people on. But anyway, I needed mindfulness myself today, so I thought I might do a quick live on mindfulness and how to bring that into your day and why it's such a useful tool. And in veterinary practice, you know that some of those days are totally out of your control, that you will turn up as the best you and a really good, you've had a really good morning and you've done your morning ritual and you've shown up as your best you, but it's just one of those days, and it's one of those days that really challenges you. And it might be a run of cases that are really challenging or complex, or some clients that are very upset and taking it out on the vet or whoever's in front of them, or some problems that colleagues are having or the team's having that create a difficult environment at work. So there's lots and lots of ways that your day can kind of go from good to bad, a little bit outside of your control. But what you can control in that scenario is how you continue to show up and how you continue to react or respond to the scenarios that are presented at hand. And I've had one of those days today. I've had a really challenging day, and sad. I just want to go and have a good cry, actually. So I thought I should maybe do my live and get that over and done with, so that I can let myself feel the feels and go and have a good cry, because I've said goodbye to my granddad today, and it's really, really sad. And plus a few other annoying things, not sad things, happened today. And I've had to bring mindfulness into the day, and I just thought that might be useful to you guys to know that you can bring mindfulness into your day and get through even the toughest days in a way that you're happy with. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is being in the present moment, and it's letting go of worries about the future and stepping out of concerns or mulling over the past. Okay, so it's actually stepping into the moment. And there's a couple of ways that you can do that. I find grounding myself really useful. So literally taking shoes off and putting feet onto grass on the ground and just standing and taking in the moment, and actually taking in the small details of the moment, and bringing your mind to a place of quiet is a really good way to ground myself. Now, you can't take your shoes off everywhere and ground yourself, but you can learn how to just take a moment and block out all the other stimulus around yourself and just bring your attention to the present moment. Another way, other than ground on the feet, is just to press lightly from one hand onto the other hand and bring your awareness to the feeling actually what it feels like, the physicality of that movement, and that focus in even a short period of time, 15-20 seconds, can bring your awareness from the future and the past and bring it into the present moment, and just give your mind a break from all the worries and the concerns. And when you're in that space, the best thing to do is to recognize that in that moment that you're okay, that there's no lion about to eat you, that hopefully there's no train about to run over you, that, often we're usually well fed, we've, got a house, we've got a partner, we've got people who care for us. There's a lot of good things that we just need to remind ourselves that exist. So when we're in anxiety looking forward, or in like contemplation looking back, a bit of depression and stuff looking back, then we can forget those things, and we can get swept away in the emotion of that, and we can forget the positives. And if we just run with the emotion, then we can feel like, we're in fight or flight mode the whole time. So mindfulness through that pressure point, or through grounding yourself on the ground, is a good way to give yourself a break from that emotion and to step out of it. So likewise, meditation is a really good way to have a break and bring in mindfulness. And there's one free app that's really amazing. It's called One Giant Mind. So one giant mind. And it's awesome because it teaches you how to meditate in 15-minute chunks. And that's something I get my coaching clients to do, and I've done with my coaches that I have. And it's such a powerful tool. It dispels a lot of the myths around meditation, and I must say that I didn't meditate for most of my life because I had misconceptions around meditation. But when you talk in 15-minute chunks, it's something that I have been able to easily fit into my world, and I do that in the middle of the day as a reset. And if I'm feeling overwhelmed, then I know that a really good way to reset the day is and reset my mind and give myself a break so that I can turn up better afterwards is a meditation. And yeah, only 15 minutes. It just is amazing. It's like having a sleep, basically. It's like giving your brain, turning off the computer and giving your brain a rest, and just bringing your awareness into that everything is okay and possible, and to take away any feelings of overwhelm. So the first two ways of bringing mindfulness into the day is so by grounding yourself. I talked a couple of ways about grounding yourself, and also to use meditation. And the app One Giant Mind is really awesome for a free app for meditation, and teaches you how to meditate in small chunks. And another way I do is to step up and out of your situation, and that's I can't remember the book. I have to remember the book that I read that in. But basically, to learn how to gravitate above your situation and look down back onto it, and to change your perception of it. So it helps you to step out of the emotion of the situation and out of the scenario, and with a more distant perspective, give you perspective on the situation, so more objective, I guess, so that you can step out of it, look down on it, and question the story that you're telling yourself in that situation, because everything is a story. Everything is a story running through our head. We might not be aware of that, but we actually have the power to change the story of a situation. So if you can take a few minutes, if you're feeling quite stressed, and go to a quiet place and just practice that. So really like letting your mind elevate to where you can see yourself, like so 40 meters up in the air or somewhere where you can look down and see yourself and the other people in that scenario without feeling the emotion. So you've distanced yourself from the emotion of it. And then you can ask yourself about the stories that you're telling yourself in that situation, and recognize the emotion that those stories are creating. And then you can actually change the stories. You can make that story a much more positive one. You could, if you're having trouble with a colleague, you could say, well, I feel like this is all about me, but in fact, looking at it objectively, she has been having a hard time lately with her kids. Maybe it's actually more about her, and maybe I can leave that with her. And maybe if I just release myself from reacting and responding, like reacting to what it feels like, then maybe I can give her the grace to, to treat her with care, and I might be able to change that situation for the afternoon. So you might be able to just bring in a different story of compassion rather than frustration, and get a different scenario happening in the afternoon. So 3 ways to do mindfulness. One is to stop and check in with yourself and ground yourself. So feet on the beach, feet on the grass, or a finger pressing into your other palm are great ways to just bring yourself into an awareness of the here and now, and let go of the future and let go of the past, and just remind yourself that you're safe and well, and there's no lion or tiger after you, and that you can breathe, and just do some breathing in that space. Or to elevate yourself up above the scenario and look back down on it and question the stories that you're telling yourself, and see whether there's another more positive story that you can swap into that scenario, so that you can distance yourself from the emotion, cancel out the emotion, and then create a more positive scenario. And meditation, which I told you about, the One Giant Mind app, which is a 15-minute meditation. And it teaches you how to meditate, and how it dispels a lot of myths around meditation and makes it really accessible and simple. And it's just great. Like if you can have a lunch break at work and spend 15 minutes of it doing a meditation, you'll be a new you for the afternoon. It's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to been using these things on myself today. Very challenging day, so I'm going to go and look after myself and let myself be sad about my granddad and get on with looking after Jazz and yeah, just doing a bit of self-care that I need tonight, and then show up for day 3 of my 30 days live tomorrow. So I hope that's been helpful to some of you that might have had a really hard day in practice and felt that you got swept away with the emotion of what was going on in practice, and felt that you might have thought that you had no control over how you felt, but in fact you do. You can use any of those techniques to change your pattern and to reset yourself and to have the rest of your day in a way that you choose. Okay, hope that you have a great day tomorrow as well, and love your veterinary career, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.